All right, folks, I am back from. I kind of left y'all hanging a little bit there at the end of the last episode. I apologize for that, but it's probably likely to happen again. Anyways, we are on a big old map. We have something of a problem in that the defenders have been able to accumulate a lot of victory points because they had them. Now we have. I'm gonna get these divisions wrong because it's been a moment since I played it. I think this might. No, it's not Patterson. Well, whoever it is, it's one of those divisions out there, and I could find out just by clicking up like this. Oh, it is Patterson. All right, so it's Patterson's division. He's already captured a victory point, 3-pointer there, and he's moving up to get 5 and 10 down here at Gaines Mill. And then he's going to move across, probably try to get these, and then maybe make one of these crossings and roll up on the backside. What we know about the CSAs, I think that they have 2 divisions and we have 3. And my other 2, so that would be McDowell and Meade, they're up here probably more concentrated than they need to be. I haven't pressed play yet. I'm going to now. And we'll see if I can kind of put together the pieces here of what we need to win this battle. I guess the first thing is first. Okay. Nope. Nope. I've already moved Patterson. So yeah, that doesn't really work anymore. And in fact, we're going to send Patterson over here because the person overall command is, yes, none other than Innes Palmer. And I know you can all breathe a sigh of relief knowing that. I believe that there is a fair amount of CSA over in here, kind of around Shady Grove Church. And I recall, oh no, no, not you, Winfield Hancock, not you. Uh, oh boy. Yeah, that could go very badly. I'm glad it stopped Hancock before he went too much further. All right, so I already pulled that cavalry back. That's good to know. Why the heck were they even on that anyways? All right, when they get their scouts back, they'll be in somewhat better circumstances. And it's now a question of, can I get Hancock to fall back? But I think I'm going to push McDowell up. So help is on the way. And we'll do it like that. And like that. And the reserve is going to be Keyes' brigade. Yeah, you can move up like that. That's fine. I don't love where this artillery is, and I doubt that this is going to matter, but we're going to move you there. Move McDowell over here to get him a little bit closer to the aforementioned Innes Palmer, while Meade tries to reorient himself, and maybe we'll just get Meade moving already. That's right, we sent Hambright down here because I'm just not sure if there are CSA down here. I prefer that there isn't, right? And hopefully they're just kind of concentrated somewhere up here. But that means that McDowell and Meade are basically mano a mano or duo e duo with the CSA forces that are there, while we wait for Patterson to come all the way across this map. And that's a big trek. So I'll put you on pause if nothing comes up here. It's not fair to ask you to stick around for the non-action parts, and then I'll just bring you in when I have some action. Well, nobody was gone long. And then I saw that there was artillery coming out of the woods. So Wright's cavalry on the right, they found them. And if they have artillery back here, not that I think they're leading with it. Oh, they could be. But yeah, we want to go and try to engage that. Hancock. Is Hancock getting the order? Who is he with? He's with Seymour. Does Seymour have his order to pull back? I can't tell. Seymour should be part of Meade, so we'll see if they get moving first. Oh no. Well, I'm glad I moved here. I really didn't think that they were down here at all. This is weird, man. This kind of changes things. Yeah. So we got to get Hambright back. Is that really his name? Hambright? Yeah, it really is. All right. Well, not all names can be great. Okay, we don't need Jesse Reno here. But we do need Hatch. Man, free War of Rights people. Reno, Hatch. We got them all. Why don't we move you down here? And while Seymour is probably getting his first set of orders, we're going to give him a second set, which is to, yeah, go ahead and do that, but do some more. And maybe we'll just set them on the back side of that road. And then have our artillery. I don't know. We'll move them here. Ideally, we'd be able to move them up to that screen of trees and take the fight elsewhere, but we'll see. I also think that probably that order to Hambright to come back that far was a bit much. But that means that Patterson's much closer to danger than I realized. But the further we bring him over, the closer he is to support. All right. So we're learning a lot here. I'll send that cavalry in. That's fine. McDowell. I don't know if I want you to follow this force. I don't know. The fact that they're now backtracking, some of them appear to be backtracking to Shady Grove Church, really just makes me wonder about this operation. I think maybe the safest course of action is to keep McDowell and Meade close to each other. Hunter, I feel like Hunter might be able to move up here and do something, and maybe we'll start sneaking Wilcox back, and then Tidball's battery, because artillery is slow, we'll bring that back to here. There's a little bit of an opening if they have an opportunity to use it. I don't know if they will, but we will see. All right, that's that. Looks like these brigades are now in position. Time to move them up to the next spot. And I'm going to say that this is going to be the next spot. So move them there, there. It's 2 brigades. And the third, I guess we'll just stick between. Oh, that was the artillery. Whoops. Put them there. And Sanford. You can sit between them about there, and then Patterson can move up. Try to reduce some of the why can't I click on you, Patterson? But reduce the order delays here by getting closer. My goodness, man. You just don't want to be clicked on. All right, I guess I've offended him. Oh, it worked, and then it didn't. We can do the old school way. I know this is actually the most riveting, not just YouTube, but entertainment that there is. All right. We'll send Patterson here. Palmer, where did I send you? Up there? It might not be a great idea. Oh no. Remember, you don't want scouts out. You also don't want cold steel on. Okay, good. You are moving. That is actually some relief. Right, what are you doing, man? We needed this to be a quick strike. Because honestly, I need you. Yeah, I need you with the infantry, not with. Here, we'll just send you all up there. Not over here just messing around with some of their artillery, but. All right, Hambright. Yeah, when you're done doing that, we'll see. You know what? We'll just see if we can bring you there. All right. All right, we'll speed that up. Yeah, this crossing here, I really like to, if I can't hold them here, at least hold them on the back side of that three-way juncture there. All right. Artillery shooting at my cavalry. Cavalry hate artillery, as they ought to. Hopefully this looks good to you. I don't know if I said it at the beginning of this episode, but I did realize later, though I was playing here in 60 FPS, I was accidentally locked into War of Rights at 30. It was the old War of Rights recording. And so, whoops, you all got 30 frames. if you saw that previous episode. Still, that had a ton of battling, so maybe it wasn't my best to have a whoopsie on, but I did. Anyways, I think this looks good, other than the graphical glitches where it looks like the horses and the men are trying to do the hokey pokey and turn themselves around. Other than that, which is annoying, the rest of that's fine. All right, so Hunter's done here. That's fine. So we'll bring Hunter, well, we'll order Hunter back here because that's where we need him. And what was this? Was this Wilcox? I can't remember who this was. No, Mills. All right, Miles. Mills. Nope. That's a regiment. All right, so it's Keyes' brigade. All right, they already have a fine movement place. That's good. All right, right, you did a thing. Maybe we just move you up to that intersection and just keep you parked for the moment. And I don't know. I guess for role-playing reasons, we would move Palmer over here, right? He wouldn't want to run up into the enemy. I guess the Union couriers could run around the trails. Let them try to deal with it. All right. Is this important? Not really. All right, I bring you back after a very short hiatus to show you. I don't know how they did it, but yeah, it looks like Porterfield is going to clash with elements. No, not you. You're all going the wrong way, but you're probably going to end up being engaged. So that's not great. Right? The forces that are supposed to come down here and hold... What is all this? Smith withdrawn, Green. The brigade... So this is some of the text that won't change. Those are actually regiments, but I don't think those reports are even close to being right. We'll see if they stop when they see us, but yeah, it's actually like... Oh, Wilcox is here. I wasn't totally crazy. I just don't think he's going to be able to get there before we need him to be. Hatch is going over there. So you know what? I keep calling him Vegasack. I mean, this game has really introduced me. Have you ever thought you had like a bad last name? It's just like learn the names of people in the American Civil War, but I don't think it's Vegasack. I don't think so. Maybe it is. Somebody who knows can tell me. Yeah, we didn't make it in time to pin them back as I would have liked. We are having some reinforcements show up, so I mean that's a thing. It's cool, but all right, Kearney actually made great time. See if I can get him to make better time and move his brigade up. Hatch, yeah, Hatch is really supposed to be where Kearney is, and well, I guess the bend in the road there was a bit too much for them to bear. So, yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How is the AI? How do they have the manpower to do this? Kime, can you kick out skirmishers? Can you order them out? Will they come out? Why am I asking you? So, just random things I read, right? But I always thought see the elephant referred to seeing war, seeing battle. Yet, what are you doing? Who got it that time? Are you kidding me? Of course Patterson got himself wounded. Of course he did. Well, we're just going to bring you back here. Actually, that battery replacement's fine. Man. AI is... I mean, this is probably just a brigade. We gotta get some infantry over there as well. I actually don't know that skirmishers are really helping. Wonder what their order is, if they're just gonna come in and see what's up. I do know that the divisions of the 1st Corps in the Union Army have the best weapons I can have, so... This is as good as it gets. Yeah, we have regiments here. They're just not quite moving. I would stay back. Can't really afford to get too bogged down. Man, I feel like Wing Coop is another one that's like poor, what is it, Daniel Jones, who always gets obliterated in my campaigns, regardless of what side I'm on. Yeah, I feel like Wing Coop is usually got some issues. All right, we will come back to that, but for right now, I think that's just an inconvenience. We'll see. This is a much bigger concern. All right, so you're all there. Let's get Sax artillery off the road here. Tidbull. Why don't you do the same? Just get off the road. Let the infantry pass, and we'll just deal with other problems as they come. All right, Hambright's going to hold here just to delay, and, you know, Kearney's almost in position. And actually, it looks like Hatch's entire brigade is going to get through. So, like, this might be our little bit of good news. This was a huge surprise over here, and I really could use McDowell in position. If the CSA waits much longer, we might be able to make it. But I'm not sure they're going to do that for us. And Abercrombie, who usually does really well, is not having... Okay, well, Wing Coop freed up some room at the front. That is a lot of casualties. You heard him. If I could disentangle Robinson and Abercrombie, I would. Wow. Good has taken quite a few casualties. He's almost done. And Quantrill is... Quantrill got killed. I don't know how. I guess strange things don't only happen to me. Alright. I kept them there longer than I should have. But don't you worry. Sure. Sure. Alright, Meade. And Meade, you need to get over here. Who got it this time? Oh, Hambright, no! You were actually the ones who alerted us to all of this. Alright. Hatch's brigade almost ready. Alright, Meade, you can't go that way. Sorry. Right. Daniel Tyler, you're part of Keys's. You know what? We're just going to give you guys an attack order there. And, who else we got? Shank? No. Wilcox's? Yeah. We'll send you guys over there. Whoa! Whoa! Well, Hambright's gonna break. And Kearney's gonna push up too late. Those are somewhat related issues. Okay, we don't actually, well, I don't know if we need Patrick over there. I'm gonna say that we can get by without him. Right? Alright, he didn't encounter anyone else over there. That's fine. Yeah, why don't we just have him go that way? All right, what does it look like? Man, Keim's brigade is beat up. No, we're gonna send you up there. We're gonna have Benham's group. Man, they can continue moving. Nagel, I forgot to move up. Okay, but I do want that cav there. All right. This is the more important fight, so it should be the one that I focus on. Alright, since the main line are outrunning the skirmishers, we're just going to recall the skirmishers so we can put their firepower in the line. And we're going to bring Hatch's brigade up. Alongside Kearney's, that's it. Oh boy. Man, this guy's got a little walloped. Alright, but we'll toss some regiments at him, see how that goes. To be continued. Looks like we've held okay here. Who is it now? Baird is wounded? Jeez. And we... Oh, Abercrombie. Ugh. I'm guessing that's... Oh. So yeah, both Abercrombie and... Man, Keim's entire brigade is gone. Alright, Cadwallader. He actually has the right place to go, so I'm not even gonna mess with him. Alright, and how did this go? Hey, nicely done, Patrick. You still may end up breaking, but you extricated yourself from being, you know, concaved in a 3v1. Hambrate's still running. Now he's just running the opposite direction. Alright, I don't know why those guys are running, but they are. McDowell can move up. Yeah, Lamb's regiment looks fine. Patrick's is not. And I don't see all... Well, I guess now I see a few more sprites dropping out of Lamb's regiment, but not enough to make a huge difference. I don't know if Roan wants to come up into that. Maybe he does. Yeah. And we might be mixing our forces a bit here. Alright, well, it looks like we're going to have 4 regiments over there soon. That's fine. Kearney's brigade, it's holding for now, but it looks real rough. So we'll wait for Hatch to come up. Oh my goodness. This has gone terribly. Alright, Keim, before you get dropped, why don't you move back? But Maltby hasn't been in action yet. I guess Whitfield really hasn't either. Alright, Stone's coming on up. Bring that whole line up. Guys are moving fast. Right, Kev's about in position. That's fine. We're going to move them up to gains. Take that point for ours. I don't think... Oh, we already had enough. You've got to be kidding me. They have more troops here? This is nuts. This is nuts, man. All right. Patrick is still here. All right, we got to bring in some other forces. He's been standing his ground that long. A man like that needs to be saved. All right, and it looks like Patrick's gonna hold for the time being. All right. All right. Mr. Smiley himself, William T. Sherman, is on the way. All right, I think Wright's doing a little bit better. We need his morale over here to help people out. Still want... Yeah, we want Hunter's Brigade. We'll order them up here. I don't know what things are going to look like by the time they get here, but... Alright, Hatch. Your group is up. Can we just get you to march up? No. Would you like to advance behind some skirmishers? I'm going to throw skirmishers back out for Kearney. The first wave of skirmishers didn't really do anything. I don't generally spam skirmishers against the AI, but... And I still don't think I'm doing it. Just... Alright. So the blue wave got the last lap in. Let the rebels come. We'll give them canister. Alright. You heard it there first. Patterson, Kime, my goodness. Alright, but we're making progress on this front, slow as it is. Benham, I don't know, do we move your battery up here? Maybe? I guess we had skirmishers out, I don't know why, but I did. Dude, Patrick held his ground and Pearson broke. This just in. Alright, we have a lot of folks over here. Alright, let's move you up, let's move you up. I know that people are scattered, but... Alright, and over here the skirmishers did exactly what I had hoped to do, which is deal with that artillery. And go from there. Alright, you move up. Sure, you can move up. You can move up. Alright, I'm cool with that. You guys are moving, yeah. Alright, it's working. Okay, what are you guys part of? Cadwallader. Alright, I got it now. Now I got it. I do like this map. As Grand Tactician maps go, I like this map. Alright, we'll throw that up there. That's probably going to be a problem for Benham's artillery. But we might be able to push that brigade forward. Alright, and the corn feds are pulling back now. Well, I have no idea where you came from, but... Alright, our goal here was to hold against this push. I think we've done that. Believe it or not, I actually seriously need weapons. It's still early stages in the war, man. In this rendition, the CSA has quite some good weapons. I don't know that we're going to need to use either Hatch or Kearney against what's going on over here. I don't think so, but yeah, if I could give a medal to Patrick, I don't know what the... Yeah, I mean, he was actually following my order. Then I told him stop. Then he got 3v1'd. Then he fell back quickly. Didn't rout. Kept shooting. And I think two regiments that were engaged with him broke? Yeah. Give that man a medal. Alright, so Ricketts and company is from Seymour's brigade. Maybe we just stop them and then we'll have them move that way. Alright. Happy with that. I'm happy with that. You know what, Hatch? This is what... No. I want you to face the enemy. Why? I've never seen 2 in the front, 3 in the back. That's a new one. But the reason why I want to advance it is in case the CSA turned around a much larger force to deal with Patterson, I want to keep some troops in a position that we could harass the back lines of that. All right, it's a bit slow over here. The action over there. I think Patterson's consolidating. And so the only front that I would keep you in action for, I think, is this one right here. And it's going to be messy. They're using my tactics against me, laying down in a creek bed. Fine by me. We're just going to keep pressing past them. All right, Wilcox. You know what? We could do that. That's enough of what I want. All right, we'll do that first. Oh, that's right. Keyes is here. Forgot about that. All right, we'll get him moving. Meade, you can probably get over to your men finally. McDowell, we gotta keep trying. I think you'll get there. Yeah, see, I'm wondering if there's more CSA down here than I thought. All right, where... Okay, Cadwallader's over there. Let's move you all there. And let's move up Benham's artillery to this ridge. All right, we can see more Confederates back there in front of the church. You can see a couple of regiments there. Nagel is here. So while they appear to be withdrawing, let's see if that's true. Again, the more we advance, I know it kind of hastens the point at which we make contact with the enemy, but it also brings us closer to friendlies who I believe... Are they right over there? Right over that road? Yeah, they are. It's pretty cool how that works. I don't know that I always make those connections, the visual ones to the map ones. Like, I know most of the maps really well by now. You would think, but all right, maybe we can spice it up a little bit. Tidball, we could probably move. Yeah, we'll just let who? Abercrombie, not Abercrombie. Guy always does well. But it's only a wounding. I'm not really sure how he got down. Oh, no, he didn't. He broke from way down here. And I guess when he ran through some enemies, I guess he took casualties. Either that's my skirms engaging theirs. Stuff in the woods, but it sounds like it's on my left if that directional audio is actually working. As Windows tells me it is. Silly cavalry. Get down. Get loose. Yeah, Confederates are here, man. Okay. Knowing that, we need to get Hatch and Kearney's brigades at the very least moving, Meade more generally. And try to have them show up in the backside here. Yep, and we got to finish this attack so that we can break everybody else through. Okay, yeah, Meade, you keep going up. Artillery. Okay, Hunter's moving the boys. Wright could be down here, so we'll move him. I'm not sure that all the infantry is doing what they should, so we're going to get the artillery started in the right direction. But it is a ways off. Did we win? It looks like we won. Man, that was cavalry v cav. I mean, gotta be happy with that. Alright, I'd rather have Nagel's cav try to deal with that, and maybe some skirmishers here from Sanford rather than the line infantry units getting blasted. And from Cadwallader, yeah, more skirmishers. I think we're gonna have to put Innis over here. Okay, Patterson's group is here, that's fine. Alright, we're pushing Beckham's brigade back. Who's that? I think it's a brigade. Over here, Keyes's brigade. They seem to maybe be done with their push. If we can just send Keyes over there and clear up to the sightline to Shady Grove Church, I'll just turn the rest of the infantry and we can start marching to Patterson. Alright, we got rid of the artillery. That was good. That is good, I should say. It's not even noon, man. Yep. And I see an advanced regiment over here. All right. Williams, you might want to fall back. You might. There is the possibility that these two brigades on my right and left, if we have to, we might be able to fall back and kind of concave in towards the center with the artillery, kind of holding the cornerstone there. are Confederates who are just, like, letting me pass. Well, I appreciate it, but... You know what? Honestly, if that regiment engages anything, it's probably going to rout. So, I think we can be okay with that for a little while. That's Meade. Alright, we gotta get Meade moving. Get him down there. McDowell, actually, since most of his divisions up here, needs to stay there. Yeah, Palmer needs to move as well. Hambright is back. You know what? That might just be as good as he's gonna get. I was thinking about maybe sending him around here to provide a morale buff, but I think I'm more likely to just lose him. So maybe we'll have him trail some friendlies up here and provide some morale. Is this real? These guys really exist? Alright, well, Keyes is... Has Keyes actually cleared this out? I guess he hasn't. Ugh. Alright, well, I'm not going to spend too many more troops on that. We'll get Wilcox moving. Hunter, we'll get you on the roads, too, and get you out of here. We'll see what Keyes can do on his own, but this is the fight that I think matters. If only I could see it, right? Not sure we need to actually push the cav up. Maybe we just need to bring the infantry back. No, they're not going to do that? Alright, but we can bring Revere back. That would leave James Wallace in the front, that's fine. Leave Stone there as well. I'd like to bring Williams back. Can these guys really not see anything? Oh. Gentlemen, fire at will. Let's see what you come up with. Alright. That was a salvo. That was pretty cool. I think these guys are giving it pretty well here to Revere. Yeah, they are. I may have just seen him order retreat. I may have seen that. Does the top line? Yeah, the top line predicts that they're probably gonna pull back. All right, Tombs is now broken. Can Patrick get one more, or is it just too much to ask? All right, I think if that is it, we'll kick it up to 2x because we don't actually know that that's it, but it looks like the collapse. Whew. I mean, we outnumbered them. Like, we should have won, but it's a big battlefield. They had a lot of victory points. I was not optimistic about that. It's also being fought on, right, their friendly territory, our enemy territory. All right, I will take that. All right, well, the headlines are in: victory at Richmond. So the papers told me. Enemy suffered 4,500 killed. We don't have any prison camps, so... Yeah, so really it's 500 killed, and for us it's 417 killed, so... Yikes. But, again, the map that probably matters here is this strategic one. See if the loss kicks in, gives us some better frames. It does. Yeah, I mean, Patterson's a little beat up. Meade guess Meade's division is pretty beat up from that too. McDowell, yeah. Meade should be back in the yellow pretty soon. Now we did build that supply depot here, but some of them are reporting being out of supply, so we'll see what happens with that. Of course, we have to press play to actually move things forward. It's just one of those things in the game. All right, 3rd Division here. Cox Jr. has moved over. He's going to need some supply. I don't know, maybe... I don't know that I'd want to build a supply depot this close to Richmond. I don't think it's necessary, but... that would be a heck of a thing to do in 1861 to take that. Project-wise, all right, we can do Civ Order. Civ Order is certainly one, if you can take it early on, reduces the negative effects of the war on you. And so we're usually looking to do that. Farm mech. Can't quite afford it, but we're almost there. All right, so I think that's going to be it. I think we're doing funding 3. Yeah, so that's only got 10 days left. The campaign season is, well, the armies are going to go to winter quarters in 2 weeks, and so if you move after that, there are big penalties with it. You can see that we put, what is this, the 2nd Corps? Yeah, it's 2nd Corps. We got them building a supply depot up here just north of New Market. What is this? Polk's Command Army of Tennessee? Alright, so my next question is, where is this? This is here. I mean, I'm going to fight the battle. Because it's basically going to be 2-1, which, as as we've seen in some other episodes in this series, doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to win, and if I do, doesn't mean it's going to be neat. So, yeah, with the odds that wide, I'm going to fight this one. All right, what do I see? So this is Murfreesboro, Stones River. We get to defend, although, of course, there's only 2 victory points. And yeah, there's just the, what is it? The overall creek. Of course it is. Where might the CSA come? Oh, of course. Wait, are we, is this real? So, like, I'm defending the points, but I'm pretty sure the AI is going to get to him first. So yeah, my engineering points do me absolutely no good because I can't get to the points. I would have built them here. Wait. Of course. So Couch, the HQ coming in is what allowed us to be that far ahead, or that far forward. So I guess I owe him a thanks. So within this little bubble, we can't really move up too much further. But we'll move up as far as we can. I'm not going to dwell here because that's not what's important. First things first, we'll see if we can salvage this so that at least it's meeting engagement after that, and then we can worry about other things. All right, with that, I think it's going to be a lot of marching on the map. Oh, I never saw these get, well, yeah, it's a bit of a problem, but man, we corner camped ourselves there. See, these are not great paths over. So I don't know, maybe we do this. But yeah, I think I'm going to put you all on pause while we go out and try to find the enemy and then give them some battle. So the AI very quickly got the Wilkinson's crossroads, and I don't know if they're going to stop now. If they know where I am, they probably want to hit one core. I don't know how they try to win this one. Because it just goes to meeting engagement. I can cross here, or I can just skirt it and I can go up here. And then we have the 2nd Corps. Oh, okay, we figured it out. That tells me what I need to know. And honestly, I'm probably okay with just going in. I think that's okay. Here, we don't want to. Yeah, we don't want to be doing stupid. What is the problem here? Can you not see? Like, just actually can't see them. There we go. That's what I'm trying to do. These guys don't need that. They need to move over here. There you go. Yeah. Yet another battle where I will lose my cavalry. So it's happening. There's no point chasing them. But we're gonna move up, I guess, to just try to deny the other side this position. And I think we're just gonna send in whoever this is, Gibbs. No, that's a battery. We're just gonna send in troops and try to make it bloody here. I mean, I don't see what else to do. Okay, McCook. His cav is here. It's simply to play greedy and go for that 5-pointer, but I don't see the point. Right? If you plan to win on the battlefield, which actually is my plan, despite what you see happening with this cavalry who is going to get karate chopped here. Well, if we're going to end up in a melee, we might as well go in charging. You better go in charging. You better go in charging. Why are you not charging? Are there no words? Cavalry is really bugged. Okay, so now you're in a melee. Cavalry feels really bugged since Whiskey and Lemons. The movements don't seem right. Yeah, it's gonna look like we're just feeding regiments in, but I'm not happy with that. So we're gonna make the rest of our units suffer. That sounds smart. All right. Yeah, I mean you can go in that direction. I guess the rest of that's fine. Barry's brigade. We don't actually need them up there. We can have them stop. Yeah, holy moly, that AI was chugging. It's a matter, gents. Oh, the enemy is too close. Okay. Well, I guess that's a bad time to get a stop order. Right, you can't kick out skirmishers. You're engaged with enemy cav. You're not in cover. The friendlies behind you have actually received it, so yeah, I think it's just going to be a very bad day for Riley. All right, but some units are starting to show up. Yeah, you guys basically are done no matter what. Yeah, the AI is doing exactly what I would do. This is going to go very badly for you. Can you move backwards now? Nope. Still too far away. It's probably Riley. Well, all right. And Riley's broke. All right, we'll recall those skirmishers from Adams because we don't really need them up there. I guess the AI has to be happy that they got both the victory. Well, they got a victory point, and they got my cav and one of my regiments off the field. Like I said, it don't feel great. All right, we can now kick out skirmishers from you and from you. Guess you didn't quite get the message. Maybe you did, I don't know. That's fine. That's okay. I mean, we're a little too grouped up, but at this point I'll just let the troops flow. Yeah, look at the AI getting that concave going. We need reinforcements. Okay, you guys will detach. Honestly, from Gerard, maybe we just need them. I could use them in two ways. I could either use them come down the Williamson Turnpike, or to just come in and reinforce. I don't know which one we would get. Did our skirmishers not go out? Did they misunderstand? Yeah, that's why it's nice to have your cav. Although their cav is stable. I just heard it when I said it. I'll be here all episode, folks. I'm sorry. There we go. It is 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, basically. All right. Cav didn't like that. Good. Would you like to throw skirmishers out? Nah, I probably can't. They're probably too close. Alright, so now we've traded cavalry regiments. So now I'm only down an infantry regiment. For now. Alright, you're coming in kind of in the right way. Not really. Yeah, same with a lot of you, but it's fine. It's fine. I guess we'll have the artillery set itself there. I don't know where I'm going to need it. All right, we have them turned that way. We don't really need you there. We need you there. Yeah, we need you there. Makes slightly more sense. Maybe we can bring you back. I don't know. All right, we'll put the skirmishers out. Try to find by feeling. Oh, no, 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 no. That's going to be a very bad rendition of finding by feeling. All right. Maybe over there. All right. It's something. We'll see what happens to us. Cook is there. All right, let's move Cook over here. Okay, you are detached. That's great. All right, that's Gerard's division. Yeah, I don't know. No, we don't want that. I want this. It's better than what I have. And if we can, get everybody there quickly. Did you see? Did you see? All right, you can't turn around. So we may be down another regiment here in a moment. So it's just not working, man. Churchin? I mean, I don't think that's gonna work, but maybe. Okay, we actually don't need you to go any further forward. Your name is Mo? Yeah, we don't need you to go any further forward. We don't need you running off. So that was wild. That was absolutely wild. That finish. Yeah. I thought for sure I was cooked. Um, or at least that first core was, and it was going to be much closer than it was. But yeah, I the timing of the pullout was odd because it's not an overnight one. It victory point shouldn't have been the difference. It might have been morale that wasn't showing up. Lieutenant Colonel Riley, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about whether he deserves that, but I didn't even see what Colonel Alexander did. But yeah, the only thing of is that they just dumped a bunch of casualties when they went right up to the road there, and I think there were 3 regiments shooting into whatever his name was, Benton, something like that. But interesting because I actually think the AI played that one kind of like I would have if I took that battle. I'd like to think that I wouldn't have taken that battle, but you know I've done far dumber things. So this is where that goes. Now we should. Here's an issue. We've got to actually get on that supply depot to capture it. Oh, I guess the 3rd Division could have gone too. All right, you got all that stuff. That's cool, man. All right, we'll try to see the supply depot. Oh, no way, we lost this one? Probably just because we didn't have troops in the area. Honestly, with this one, I'm going to abandon it. I don't remember if I built that one or if they did. It doesn't look like a place where I would have built mine, but I have done these things before. A sector where we have to make some decision. We have Burns's division, Casey's. I'm really tempted to just go for Deschler in the supply depot rather than chasing everyone around. Because I think after that, I'm probably just going to turn and try to deal with Walker. Well, this is the problem. I mean, we're so low on readiness. I think we just got to drive in. And this might be the only thing that we can do over here, and it'll have to be good enough. We don't need to put them in at the 2x. And I don't think Lovell can even move because it's enemy territory. Now I could try to move him here, which moves him forward. Just see how that goes. That's too bad. We lost the supply depot at Bowling Green. I don't know. We might be able to send. Hold on, Gibbs. You got low readiness anyways. Can you go back and take this? I'm surprised he can, because the ending point is in enemy territory. Maybe you can do it with orange, but not red. I don't know. It's one of those things that, you know, I played the game enough, I should know, but some of those things I just think are... You get rules confused with other rules, and this is what happens. What? This is pretty much the same battle, isn't it? Right, so Deschler... So it's pretty much the same battle in terms of what's going to happen. So Jackson is around. So Burns is on his own, and then Casey arrives, and then Lovell arrives. All right. Yeah, this is one we don't want to screw up this time, because this is the same force that we went into battle against. Had a 50% manpower advantage and lost. I would not want that to happen again. All right. What do we have? Springfield map is usually something as an attacker you don't want to roll. Because the way the Springfield River just cuts the map, it frequently makes it defender favored. Plus, if they can invest Springfield, they got railroads, they got buildings, they got, I think there's stone walls, fences, lots of good stuff. So we're here. Let's see if we forget any armies this time, because that's not something I would do. Check all the corners here. Springfield map though always feels small to me. I know they're all supposed to be the same size, but well, almost all of them are supposed to be the same size. I don't know, it just always feels small. I never like going this route. It always feels too congested. Plus, we can possibly pry a 5-pointer away if we go this way. So, all right, we got a path that takes us over here. We'll go check this out. We'll send Whipple. Whipple. It's like Bob Ross saying white. All right. We'll do that. Maybe we'll see if we can get our Cav. Who's our Cav here? Scammon. I don't know anything about Scammon, but maybe we can capture that entry point and push some of the reinforcements back. I don't think you need to stay around for this. And about 3 seconds after I paused you, Sheridan showed up. Casey's division. Go figure. Showed up down here. That's a pretty thick road. So they actually might just take that road over to the south road. It's not the greatest thing I've ever done, but it's also not the worst. All right, we'll move you Hipple here. Move it up. I still don't see any real action. Just the arrival of Sheridan I thought was worth showing you. And I haven't received any news about enemy reinforcements showing up, so we'll keep an eye out. And then a good 10 seconds later, Lovell shows up. So all my forces about to be on the field. It is almost 1:30 in the afternoon, so I don't know if this battle's going to go off today. It might, but it's even though it feels like kind of a small map, it does take a while to get troops across. We have a lot of north-south. Some of the east to west stuff we can't do on roads. We have to resort to paths. All right, so we found the enemies, or at least some of them. They've deployed in a very odd position to be able to defend the victory points. And so, given that our forces are here, we're eventually going to have enough. I don't really want to lose on objectives. I'm going to send Burns's division up to this point here. Actually, I don't. I'll send them past that point. I'm going to send them up there. And I want to take Sheridan, who's already made really good progress. The only thing I don't know is how much artillery fire we're going to be under. And have them press up to this point. I'm not like super thrilled about having to have to cross 2 choke points. The AI has actually done a pretty good job of hanging back enough that I could get some of my forces over, and then if they advance, we're in trouble. Like this is a fine defensive position for us, but the oh no, don't you do that. Okay. Yeah, hopefully it was only the artillery that was thinking about crossing over to the enemy side. Okay. We'll take Day's battery and we'll stick it here. We'll put it in the tracks. Lovell, you're a little late to this show. That's okay. I'll actually move you up to defend that artillery, and we'll continue to see what's over here. Yeah, Scammon, I had him capture some entry points in case red reinforcements are going to come from this direction. I doubt it, but you don't know. Where did I... Oh, interesting. And they have a force out here. Well... I think the neatest thing to do is to stop and have them press up. Sheridan's force. I'm not. I'm starting to wonder if we want to do this attack today at 4 p.m. in mid-October. I mean, I see an isolated pocket of the enemy. It's hard to say no. And considering I think it's only artillery that's getting lobbed at me from something of a distance, when I have some cover, I'm not too worried about the casualties to date. All right, Burns's division. Not actually what I want to do, but just because that's something rather than nothing. Go with that. You can stop, and honestly, no, I didn't. I don't need you rallied. I need you detached. I also want to detach that artillery. I would detach all my artillery. All right, we'll do that. Hopefully. All right, we are moving at the double. That's good. Where are you going? Actually, that's kind of okay. Nagley, I could use. Let's bring him over. Detach him from his command there. Do the same with Sykes. Detach him. Scammon. I'm just going to have him sit on their escape route. Okay, I know you guys aren't going to love that, but gotta get you moving. Whipple. Just move up here. It's close enough. Hopefully that's our artillery shooting back. It does appear to be. You know what? You guys just go ahead and use that. Go ahead and use that. That's fine. That's fine. JD Green. Gonna do something similar. You go right ahead. Just go up there. So it looks like there's at least 2 brigades here. Yeah, 5 p.m. I don't know that we're gonna get this attack in. I'd like to. Do I just order the whole division to attack? I can't even see their brigade, but I don't know what I'm assuming is gonna happen. You know what? You guys are fine right where you are. You're not. You will be. Gonna do my least favorite thing in the world, is just be a little patient and hope that maybe we can get 2 more hours out of this. Gentlemen. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. Some of them know to counterbat. That's fine. All right. Brooks, get your brigade up here. Abbott, just have you guys come to a halt. Scammon, you're just playing the role of exit blocker. Sykes is going to kind of help in that regard. You know what? That's about to hit. Let's just... Actually, I think there's... don't know. Thought there was a force over here. They're gonna find out for me. Let's just get their next order queued up. There it is. Have it. Got that order quickly. Very good. All right. I think the area over there is as good as it's gonna get. Yeah. Nope, nope, nope. We're not gonna do that. Move you over there. Okay, we're gonna move you up there. Fight is on. Whoa. Well, maybe Scammon can show up there. Okay. And maybe you'll just engage them there. Yeah, that movement might be too late. Yeah, they don't need to go there. They need to go there. Hey, man. Kind of like the last battle. Sorry, frontline units. Sorry. My cav is bugged out. Like more than usual bugged out. Well, Cram got absolutely deleted in about 3 minutes of game time. Unfortunately, Makun, you might be next. Don't know why you're trying to do that. Man, you guys are absolute morons. You really are. You know what, Sykes? Just get routed at this point. I don't know what else to say about that. I told them the formation to use. They didn't want to use it. Alright, good luck to you. But they had to deploy in the line. And they basically had to move towards this group as fast as they were moving away from this group. And they're not going to be able to do it. We're going to pay heavily for that on the front end. I hope we make it up on the back end. Sykes, yeah, I don't even want to help you at this point. Too bad it was Makun and not Sykes. I feel like Sykes definitely earned it. I did not think the AI was going to do this. Oh my goodness. Alright, get over here. You guys get up there. And you guys go over there. And we'll deal with that as best we can. Honestly, with these guys, we don't even need the movement. We'll just give them an attack order. It'll probably help them move. No, we'll give them that attack order. Alright. These guys just gone unresponsive? What is this here? You guys are apparently moving the wrong way. This really is like the idiot army of the Union between that previous battle and this one. Some real characters. Alright, we're going to switch them to fire at will, because we now have bigger problems than counterbat. My goodness, you guys are dumb. But I guess they're just going to learn war the hard way. All right. Brigade commander, you probably shouldn't be leading. I don't know though. 6:15. Do we have that much more time? Do we? Wait, you guys are laying down? Get up there. Alright, I think we have this group pretty well boxed in. Nightfall could save them, but that deals with that. Did you idiots really run over there? Oh wait, McCunn. No, you ran away a while ago. Alright. That'll do for that front. Yeah, probably a little rough if you're coming from the west to east, but All right, we're trying to close the distance over there. I have a feeling this might not be going in our favor. Did Scammon really break after 68 casualties? Of course he did. Alright, but it looks like we crunked that pocket pretty well. Oh yeah. And that pretty much ends the battle there. That did not take as long as I thought it would to... No, it went much faster than I thought it would. I don't know what I thought. Oh, we actually lost somebody. Gilbert. I don't know who that is. But the enemy is retreating. I don't blame them. I mean, having lost that entire force over there, and now that we have the railroad, and they've put themselves on a choke point, I don't know what their other options would be. Again, kind of what's important is what happens on the strategic level. And pushing these guys... I don't know what's going to happen to this army now. Because it's kind of got a supply desert to its back. I mean, maybe if it falls south through the bluegrass, which is itself a bit of a supply desert. But that's a them problem. And I think that'll certainly do it for this episode. This one got away from me, but I felt like everybody deserved a bit of a reward because last video I stopped halfway through that battle and I was just really out of time. But this time I actually had to finish it. This is probably the longest episode. We'll see what the actual casualties are when we get in here from the papers. But yeah, I mean, if you like Grand Tactician battles and you don't mind watching a fool make a fool of himself, then this has definitely been the episode for you. But if you're about quality and doing it yourself, this is probably not your show. Or if you come here to feel better about the things you do, because at least you're not as bad as Great Scott's like. That's probably a legitimate reason to be here. All right, sometimes it takes 20 minutes to get the last 2% loaded in, so let's wait for that to happen. But hopefully not together, although sometimes I feel like when I pause the recording... All right, so we're just going to go straight in. Good. So what was it? They lost 400, 387 killed. We lost 414 killed. That's pretty much 50-50 casualties, and it's another win. Again, if you forgot, the actions up here. So we'll keep them from getting that supply depot down. Oh, it's actually ours. Never mind. It is down, and it is ours. I don't know that effect. I don't think that affected Walker, but you can see they're all in the orange. And so getting rid of Walker now is going to be its own challenge. But one war at a time. We are doing Mehke. We're like 85, 86. They are like 86, 87. Nope, that'd be too high. 83, 84. I think is probably more like it. So we're pulling slightly ahead. They need to do a recruiting thing. I think at some point, I don't intend to do this from the CSA's perspective because I've kind of done the switching side things in campaign. But I think I will clean up some of their OOBs, but they should be taking the policies, projects, subsidy levels that I set out for them. I actually do have to stop in and see if they are, but I believe that they're, in the same credit crunch I'm in. So we know that. National debt, it's almost as bad for them as it is for us. Wealth is actually tied. Still in economic stuff, they're at 180. We're at 875. So 360. I think we're still about 4 times larger than them, which is kind of how the vanilla game frequently ends up going. But all right, so this is where the CSA ends up retreating to. Ohio. They did not go back to West Virginia. Neither are there friendly. Is there friendly territory? Oh, that's the retreat route they have to take. Will I lose that supply depot? Probably. But that'll take a while for them to execute on the map. Again, I don't know why it's that way and not that way, or this would probably be the pits, right? But it doesn't matter. This episode's finally over. It was actually fun. We got 3, I think, pretty quality battles, and I don't know where we've ever had that many quality battles in an episode, but I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. There's clearly much more to be done in this campaign, and I hope to have you there for the rest of it.